Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and it's going to be your stock watch list for September 3rd, Tuesday. As September starts to kick off here, a new month, as we go into this 4-day trading week coming up. Let's go ahead and look at some of the stocks that were popping this courtesy of the Trade Exchange, the top 10 gainers for the trading day on news. So we had JASN up on news, SEAS popping, Ambarella jumping 18% on Friday, MSGN jumping 15%. Dell, after their earnings, jumping 10%. YIN jumping 10%. XRF jumping 9% on the day. And light in the box, LTIB, also climbing on Friday, 8.33% on that name. To the downside, you had Ulta getting hit, AOBC after their earnings, VICL taking a big hit there, Yext after their earnings taking a hit, ALXN also taking a hit, OAS dropping, and AR also dropping on Friday. Some of your unusual options activity. Call activity for Friday, courtesy of the Trade Exchange, AU, GPRE, Cigna, GTES, ENDP, and TPR Tapestry, and no put activity listed for Friday. Unusual call activity, courtesy of the Trade Exchange. Quick look at Bitcoin for over the weekend. The trading holding above 9,000, trying to get back above 10,000 on Bitcoin. So jumping around this week, but still holding around above that 9,000 area for Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and quickly look at the action in the SPY on Friday, and then we'll go ahead and get into that watch list. So we gapped up on Friday. We were recapturing the 50 SMA, and then slowly when the market opened up, we kind of just rolled over. We had a little gasp here to the upside. That was around 10:10 a.m. Eastern time, and then right after that, we kind of just sold off, and then we just chopped into the holiday weekend on Friday on the SPY. As you can see on the SPY, we're still in this range. If you draw a line here around that 282 area, that's about the bottom of the range. And then right now we're coming up to the 50 SMA around that 294 area that we backed off from Friday. So bulls want to get us back above 294. Bears would like to break us back below at least 290, and then maybe head back down and test those recent lows, or maybe break the 200 SMA. But that was the action on Friday, kind of a gap up and then kind of just bled off for the day. Let's go ahead and look at the watch list that we'll be looking at for Friday. So right here, you're looking at a 5-minute chart, pre-post market chart. And then the bigger chart here is the daily chart. So this AKTX was popping up on Friday, 13.3 million shares. Let's keep an eye on this one for Monday and the next couple of days here, as it's trying to turn the corner and get it back above the 200 SMA and the 150 SMA. Has that 250 number up ahead. AMBA had earnings last week. Big earnings gap up here. Must be some shorts stuck in this name. Now, I don't want to go out and chase it up here, but if we get a pullback in this name on AMBA, maybe down around that $55 area, might be interesting for a bounce play, but definitely one to keep on watch, maybe turning the corner there. AMD, always on watch. If we go to AMD, battling around this moving average, the dark blue line here, the 50 SMA, and that $32 number up ahead on AMD. So keep an eye on that if we can get that break of $32 there. BBBY, a lot of activist activity around this name, call activity around this name, has that 50 SMA up ahead, kind of a bottoms up, 965, 970, the 50 SMA area, and then that $10 area up ahead for BBBY. So keep it on watch. Had a strong close on Friday and actually was moving up in the after hours on Friday. BITA, a China name, BITA, also trying to turn the corner here. Volume over 600,000 shares. So keep this BITTA on watch in case they want to give a continuation move here on this name. If you can take out the highs from Friday or the recent highs, might give you a continuation move. CHWY, recent IPO, trying to come back up off the bottom here. Held the $30 spot here. Now trying to take out 33. The high on this name was 33.22, so maybe over 33.30. CHWY could get interesting here, either as a possible swing trade or an intraday play. Can be a jumpy stock, so just keep that in mind. Was strong all day on Friday. CHWY, CSIQ. This one, a China Canadian name here, trying to recapture that $24 area. Popped on JKS, came out with earnings on Friday. 3.5 million shares. So also keep this one on watch as it's starting to break out here on JKS, trying to come out of this range right here on JKS. So right now, the high on Friday on this name was 2209. So if you can get a little bit of a pullback, you might want to take a look at this one for a possible swing trade. CSIQ also, if they can break that one over these highs, might be interesting for a play on this name moving up with JKS. CYH was popping on Friday and the last few days here. 4.2 million came into this name on Friday, so we'll have this one on watch next week. DGLY, this one had news. They popped it up over $1.50, now flagging here, holding above the momentum moving averages. So keep it on watch. Not my favorite stock in the world, but you have to start somewhere. If it can get back over that $1.50 area, could get interesting on that one. ELTK. A late afternoon Friday popper here. I wasn't even around to trade this, so this thing was popping. Let's see, at around 12:30 Eastern time on a Friday. I'm long gone by then. I've made my money, but anyway, this thing was popping. Then it pulled back to about the $5 area. I wish I would have done this earlier in the day, but anyway, and then it popped up to 7. So I definitely want to pull back. They have earnings coming up on September 4th. Maybe it's an earnings run, but the earnings will be coming out on September 4th here on this ELTK. So maybe that was the reason for the pop. I didn't see any news. FBIO. Flagging here above the moving averages. Volume a little bit light on Friday, but keep it on watch if it can take out maybe that $2 again on FBIO. FFHL was a big mover, popped all the way up to about 750. Now we've pulled back to about 350, and the 10 SMA here on FFHL. A recent mover here on what day was this? That was the 23rd of August. This thing popped up to 650, then went further up for the move up. Now it's pulled back quite a bit, so definitely one we should keep on our radar. GLBS, some of the shippers are flagging here. GLBS moving up, has that 250 area, the 100 SMA, which hasn't been able to get above for the longest time. 100 SMA on this name is currently at 252. So if it can clear that 250 area, might get interesting on GLBS. Another shipper, PXS, is getting up over the 200 SMA here, popped up, but the volume was definitely light, 116,000 shares and PXS. But keep those shippers on watch. Tops recently did a 1 for 20 reverse split. It popped up to about $8 back here, hit the 50 SMA, and then kind of just trailed off again. But if the shippers get hot, keep this 1 for 20 recent reverse splitter. They've taken shares out of the market, so lowered the float here, so they might be able to get that one going also. So that's some of the shippers. Another name, GNK in the shipping space, was popping up on Friday, 385,000 shares. So GNK, Genco Shipping. GV, I believe this is a play on hurricanes. Has that 250 area up ahead. And you see the volume, expanding volume that came into this name. I believe this is a hurricane play. Has 250 up ahead, so keep an eye on GVINSG. This one popping 2.1 million shares on Friday. So that volume, couldn't ignore it. Not my favorite setup in the world because we've popped up from 375 up to 450, but with that expanding volume, we'll keep it on watch. INSG was up here in the $5.50, $6 area. I believe this is a play on 5G, so that was popping up on Friday. JASN. Over 8 million shares came into this on Friday. We actually traded this in the service at Zozo StockWatch. We got a nice move out of this name, so I'll watch it again for the next couple of days. KTOV, this one coming up, trying to get up over $1. Volume 800,000 shares on KTOV. You see the moves this thing has made before. Don't know if it's going to do that, but if it can break through the 200 or that $1 area, you might get further push up. OPGN, recent 1 for 20 reverse splitter here on the 29th of August. So look at this volume, 1.7 million, $8 up ahead. They popped it, they pulled it back, so definitely one to keep on your watch here on OPGN. OSN had earnings last week, I believe it was. So they got this big pop here up to $7. Now they've pulled it back, but it's still holding above the 5 EMA here. The high on Friday was 415, so keep it on watch for intraday plays on that one. PEIX, ethanol play here. Trump tweeted out last week some comments on ethanol, so it has that 70 cents area up ahead. It's consolidating here, but starting to turn back up, so keep an eye on that one. Let's see, REKR had a nice run, nice push all the way up to 550. Now it's pulled back again to the 50 SMA where it bounced once before. It's holding above $3, so keep an eye on this one. Volume a little bit light, 161 on Friday, but if they start to turn this one back up, maybe even a possible swing trade in REKR. RKDA, always watching this one, gave us some really nice trades in this name last week. Maybe gonna go into a consolidation period, but if they can get this one back over $8, could be interesting again. So I want to see a little more momentum come back into RKDA on that name, but watching it. Square, maybe to the downside. For the short, if they break this $60 area on Square, if they break this down, you could see a flush down on this name. You see how many times it's held this $60 area. This low here was 59.89. So if they start breaking 60, we could get another flush down. So we'll see on Square. Keep it on watch. SSNT, this one made a big pop up to $8. Now maybe a pump and dump here. I think this had news though that moved it up. The algos pushed it up, and then now it's been holding around the 5 EMA. If they ever get it back over 350 area, maybe it becomes interesting. Volume definitely light though on Friday on SSNT. Not my favorite. TLGT. This one moving up on Friday, 1.3 million shares, has this $1 round number to get into that next range up ahead. We've moved up from about 65 cents up to 95 cents, so maybe it needs to consolidate a little bit. But if they ever get this over $1, maybe it might want to pop on that one. Twitter holding up there, needs to get up over this 43.50, 43 and a quarter, maybe to get some momentum. It's basing here for a while and has this 43.50, 43.52 was a recent high for Twitter, but maybe trying to turn the corner on that name. VSLR in the solar space, this trying to get back above the 10 SMA here. 10 SMA is at 8.12, so maybe over $8.15 or so. Maybe VSLR starts to turn back up. Let's see, what else do we have? WTER, water. I believe this is in the cannabis space. We got as high as 205 on Friday, so maybe if it takes out those recent highs, you might get a continuation in this name. Almost a million shares came into it on Friday. It's been trending up on the 5-minute chart here, up from about $1.40, $1.50 area. So keep it on watch on that name. Weight Watchers, WW, basing here under this 3060. So maybe if this ever takes out 3050, 3065 area for Weight Watchers, you have a pop here. So here's your kind of flagging action, consolidation. So if they can move it up over these recent highs, Weight Watchers might get going. Now, we don't know what kind of markets we're walking into next week, so obviously you still have to keep TVIX on watch for intraday play on TVIX as the market volatility increases. TVIX moves up as the SPY moves down or the markets move down. You'll see TVIX moving up. SDS is also an inverse. As the markets move down, SDS will move up. SPXU is another one, an inverse. TZA, as the IWM moves down, TZA will move up. So just keep those on watch. Also, like I said, we don't know what kind of market we're going to get, if they're going to cut back the rhetoric. Now, China and the United States will be starting to meet again, I believe face-to-face meetings this month of September. So we're probably going to get a lot of verbiage out of those meetings and tweets and headlines. So we have to be kind of ready for anything for the month of September. All right, this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and this is your stock watch list for Tuesday. We'll be back at it with another video on Tuesday for Wednesday, Wednesday for Thursday. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Stay safe if you're in the path of the hurricane, and have a good day trading for Tuesday. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Thanks very much. Have a great day trading tomorrow.